we are going to give you, dear listener, our respective top 5 movies and or shows from Phase 4.
Our final one.
Final one. Final one. Now that
'cause
we're
we
through
did
Phase
one
4.
earlier
Yeah, this is it.
without some stuff.
Yep. So, quick recap, run through of the movies that came out. Going in chronological order. Black Widow, Shang-Chi and the Legend of the Ten Rings, Eternals, Spider-Man, No Way Home, Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, Thor, Love and Thunder, and Black Panther, Wakanda Forever. And then on the TV show front, WandaVision, The Falcon and the Winter Soldier, Loki, What If, Hawkeye, Moon Knight, Ms. Marvel, I Am Groot, and She-Hulk, Attorney at Law. So a whole batch of content there, Riles. Whole batch of content. We're going to start with number 5. You go first. What's your number 5?
Okay, I want to remind people before we get super duper into this. The
Mm,
last time we did this, I was on my tippy toes.
Mm,
Okay,
mhm.
scrambling,
Yes.
trying to figure out what my top 5 is going to be. Not this time. Not this time.
Mm,
Beans' mind is like a old steel trap up here
wow.
from all the wisdom he's gained in his 24 years of living.
Way to go, Beans.
Yes, thank you.
Way to go.
So, at number 5.
Yep.
This list is going to be very different. So, well, mostly different. Number 5, I have Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness.
Love it.
I love how we got my boy Professor X back. We
You
got
bet.
my boy John Krasinski as Reed Richards.
Yes, we did.
We got a lot of good, like I said before when we talked about this movie, this was Marvel putting their dick on the table and being like, this is what we got. And for that reason, Doctor Strange is number 5.
Hey, love the pick. And just to be clear, I never want to see penises on the table. Never.
Nor do I.
Keep them off. In the pants,
Nor
please.
do I.
Thank you.
But my point is, they showed us what they got. And it was large.
You know, I enjoyed the movie. And I remember the group that we went to coming out of the theater being really lukewarm on it. Really not even neutral, but negative. And I didn't feel negative towards it. It's not going to be in my top 5, but I enjoyed it. I would watch it again. I enjoyed it. All right. My number 5, Falcon and the Winter Soldier, coming in the 5 spot for me. I really enjoyed the buddy cop dynamic between our guys, Bucky Barnes and Sam Wilson. I thought the show really, and I mean this in a positive way, lacked filler. I thought each episode progressed the story. I thought each of those characters grew significantly from where the show began to where it ended. And the bond that ended up forming between those two was very enjoyable to witness. So Falcon and the Winter Soldier is my number 5. My number 4, another TV show from the early days of Phase 4, WandaVision. After I got through the first 2.5 to 3 episodes where we could finally understand what in the flim flam was going on, I was in. That hooked me. In particular, the fleshing out of the backstory of Wanda in the second to last episode was one of the highlights for me of Phase 4, where we get to see her and Pietro growing up, watching the TV shows that she eventually bases her fictional life with Vision around, was really, really strong, powerful, emotional storytelling. And the teases that they gave us, while setting that we didn't actually get the mutants when we thought we were getting the mutants in that show with Quicksilver showing up, it was still really clever. So I enjoyed WandaVision a great deal. That's my number 4, Miles. Who do you got?
At number 4, I have Shang-Chi.
There you go.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Shang-Chi was a nice, fresh, change of pace when it came out. It was different. We got introduced to a new side of Marvel.
You bet.
With the Chinese lore.
The Kung Fu.
The Kung Fu was fantastic.
It was. The action scenes in that movie were great.
The fight on the train was sweet.
Yep.
Now, was it the 10 rings that I wanted? No.
Mm-hmm.
But
10 bracelets.
yes. knock off Mandarin. Mandarin number 2 was a lot better than Mandarin number 1.
Yeah.
So I was cool with it.
Agreed. Agreed.
Yeah, that's where I stand.
But
Number 4.
great number 4.
Right.
What do you got for number 3?
Number 3. I got Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
Number 3. And I know T'Challa's gone, but the characters carried that movie so well. Like we talked about earlier in this pod. Angela Bassett as Queen Ramonda, dope. M'Baku, dope. Namor, dope. Shuri did her thing, dope. Okoye, dope. There's one more. Let me come up to it. Riri was good, but not her. Who was it? Oh, Nakia.
Yeah,
I thought we didn't talk about her
You're
very
right.
much
Good call.
earlier.
Yeah, we
She
blazed right over her character.
I feel like her role in this movie was way better than in the first one, because in the first one it felt like she was just kind of a love interest.
Sure.
This one she's like, oh yeah, you were kind of like our secret agent on the inside.
She flexed.
I was like,
yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Let's go.
Yeah.
All right. So
good call on your part.
So number 3, Wakanda Forever.
Okay.
And the Killmonger twist.
I like that pick. Well reasoned. My 3 is Shang-Chi. So similar to your number 4 slot. And agreed, it felt very fresh. It felt like a really, really well constructed, so not necessarily original, but enjoyable origin story. And I wouldn't say that was a strength of Phase 4, telling origin stories of characters, but Shang-Chi is an exception to that rule in Phase 4. And I really was delighted by the action scenes. They were terrific. It was a bit ludicrous at times, but not in a distracting way, just more in a hilarious, there's a dude with a sword for a hand. Okay. Sure. Why?
It's a comic book movie.
Why not? I think there's potential for the 10 Rings to grow into what we would desire it to be.
I think it will.
So there's a lot of hope for the future. It did tease and hint at the multiverse. I had forgotten until we're just now the dark demon beast that they duke it out with at the end. Right, is allegedly from a different dimension. So I forgot about that particular aspect of it. Certainly flawed. Certainly some suspend your disbelief moments of really. So that Katie chick can all of a sudden just ace it with the bow and arrow. She practiced for 30 minutes. Okay.
I forgot there's a dragon fight in that movie too, by the way.
Yeah.
Just remember that. Oh no, 2 dragons duked it out. Or 1 dragon and 1 weird bat soul-sucking creature.
It was fun. So good movie. Really good movie. Wong had some great scenes in it as well. Absolutely. Lot of good positives from that one. So big fan of Shang-Chi on my end. So my number 2, Loki. Huge fan of that show. Now, I'm still frustrated that it did not resolve in a, for me, satisfying way for the end of the season. Like it ended, it's like, you can't end there. You can't. Like there were so many questions that the show in season 1 had raised that did not receive a tangible, satisfying answer. But I understand it's one chapter of more to come. But I was very surprised with how much I enjoyed the show, how much it gripped me, its exploration of the timekeepers, the character of Kang reveal in the last episode. Owen mother-loving Wilson remains a delight and a national treasure. And the second to last episode where we get the various forms of Loki from other universes, in the scene where the classic Loki is constructing this construct of Asgard was pretty powerful. Pretty good stuff. So really, really enjoyed Loki. It was clever. It was in depth. Again, I knock it for the lack of resolution at the end of the season, but I love me some Owen Wilson. Hard not to love it. That's my number 2.
So my number 2 wasn't even on my list the last time we did this because I didn't think hard enough. And I look back as like, it had probably arguably one of the best fight scenes in all of Phase 4. I gotta take Falcon and the Winter Soldier at
Mhm.
number 2.
Mhm.
The fight scene with Falcon and Bucky
Mhm.
with US Agent, fantastic.
Wow.
That fight for the shield, phenomenal. US Agent, you know, actually kind of had a okay, this arc makes sense.
Yes.
Kind of going down the crazy path.
Developed him well.
I enjoyed his arc way more than Flag Smasher
Yep.
was the most forgettable person in there.
Yep.
That's
Yep.
that's just how they did it. But like him and even the relationship with his partner, I thought was really cool.
Agreed.
'cause
Yeah. No,
that-
totally agree.
because that was what kept him grounded.
Yeah.
In a sense, was
Yeah.
his buddy.
Very
and then
much
as
so.
soon as he lost his buddy,
Yep.
it's like, oh, dude, I get it.
Yeah.
Like you lost your best friend, I get it.
Yep.
So
It was well constructed.
yeah, right. So those fight scenes, I'm taking that at
Love
number
it.
2. Hopefully, Bucky becomes the White Wolf.
You bet.
That's what I'm looking for.
You bet. We're going to get some of that action. There's no question. There's no question. Okay. Is there any doubt what our number 1 is?
I mean, not really.
There's not.
No.
No.
At the same time,
You bet.
3, 2, 1.
Spider-Man.
I was gonna say Black Widow, but words didn't come out of my mouth. No, Spider-Man: No Way Home. I totally wet the bed there. I couldn't eat. My mouth.
Red Guardian.
My mouth didn't even want me to process that. That's where that went.
That's incredible stuff.
Spider-Man: No Way Home.
Wow.
Not even close.
It's not that. It's at the top, and it has ever since it came out. We said it at the time, and it has remained a distant number 1.
Not even close.
No, to everything else. It is as good as it gets. And we said that when it came out. We're saying it still here today. I still can't believe it happened. Like, it's been long enough since I've rewatched it. I need to watch it again just to remind myself of how majestic it was and is. It's real. They brought in Toby. They brought in Andrew in an organic way. They brought our Peter Parker from the MCU somehow. I still am just amazed at how they did this, Riley. But they brought him almost like to his roots, like to an origin of, oh my gosh, he's an unknown. He's not Tony Starked up. He's your friendly neighborhood Spider-Man. Incredible.
They broke him.
Incredible.
And it was fantastic.
And he came back stronger and better than ever.
And it's the craziest part. Okay, when you think of the original Spider-Man trilogy, you're like best villain. You're like Doc Ock by far,
Mhm.
then Green Goblin,
Mhm.
and they all came back. And William Dafoe's like, nah, you remember that controversy? I'm better.
Willem was
And he
incredible.
established it.
Willem was incredible.
From the get-go.
Wow. Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Green Goblin.
Oh,
Green
that-
Goblin was good in the Sam Raimi movie.
He was
Well-
excellent. It's a dated movie. Like, it shows its age. So for him to come into No Way Home, be refreshed, get a second shot, and to rush it.
Nailed the insanity. I
Wow.
loved it so much. It even felt like Electro got a bit of like a redemption too.
You bet.
Like
you
it
bet.
felt like everybody was like, okay,
hmm
okay, I get it. This is awesome.
And we knew, and we were just hangering for some Toby. I was delighted by Andrew's Spider-Man.
Andrew was
Oh my goodness.
maybe the best Spider-Man.
Oh
on the
my
screen.
goodness. And of all the Marvel characters from the comic history, we know that Spider-Man is one of the most tragic. Boy, did they deploy that tragedy with devastating effect in this movie. The loss of Aunt May, I didn't see that coming.
I didn't
Didn't see
either.
that
I
coming.
thought for
That-
sure it was Happy. I was like, Happy's
100%.
dead. Happy Hogan is dead. He has no reason to be alive.
That may be the most unexpected and toughest death outside of Iron Man dying in Endgame that I've personally seen in the MCU. Natasha dying in Endgame, tough, very tough.
It's
But
like,
for
eh.
me, but you could see that one coming. You knew, okay, Natasha or Clint has to die here. This was hard. This was hard. This was an innocent, like, Aunt May's not fighting anybody. This isn't her fight. So for her to die and to take on the Uncle Ben role, that was quite the inversion. It caught me by surprise, and I'm still shaken by
And
it.
it worked so
It
well.
was. It was very effective. Very effective.
And just to have
Oh
like,
man.
because if you think about the comics, every time Peter has almost lost May, almost lost her, that's usually when he loses his shit.
Uh-huh.
And like it followed comics.
Yeah.
And that it's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah, no, Peter might kill him. Peter might actually kill him, and it would be kind of justified.
Yeah.
Like insane.
Yeah. It was incredible. It was as good as the MCU can be. It was as good as superhero movies can be. And for all of the what I'm going to call the unfulfilled potential of Phase 4, Spider-Man No Way Home is going to consistently stand at the top as a beacon for, here's what we can do. Here's the best that we can do. Shoot for that, because that was an unprecedented combination of the fresh character of Peter Parker in this particular iteration of the MCU and the legacy of what had come before. And it did not detract from it, enhanced the legacy. And that was majestic. I'm not sure how we'll see that topped.
It's insane to think that we got a Spider-Man movie where I'm like, I want more from each one of those Spider-Man,
Yep.
compared to the fact that we might have 3 Batmen and I only want to see one again. And it's like, and 2 of them, you're like, why are they even Batman? It's like, whatever.
Yeah.
But
It was great.
because I don't need to see another Batman with Ben Affleck.
No.
You want to give me Amazing Spider-Man 3? I'm
Mhm.
there.
Mhm.
I will be there, and I'm sorry I didn't support you sooner, Andrew. That's my apology to make from me to you. I will always
I think
apologize
he'll
for
receive it.
that.
I think he'll receive it.